Hey, welcome to Christian Warrior Training. My name is Keith. In this episode, we're going to teach you how to shoot on the move. Now, when you look at shootings that occur in real life, they are never on a flat range. They are dynamic. You're moving because that guy's moving. You're trying to get a better angle, or they're trying to get a better angle. If you are standing still in a gunfight, you're going to get shot. You should either be moving to cover, and the only time that you're actually sitting still is if you're behind cover. When you shoot on the move, there's actually a technique of doing it. So we can show you all these cool videos of people being in shootouts and how they're constantly moving while they're in those shootouts. But to even get to that point, we got to talk about just your footwork and how your footwork works as you do it. And I have a simple exercise I'm going to show you. So we use these cones, and I actually bought these cones at the grocery store down the street from me. I bought like 2 5-packs of these for, I don't know, it was probably like $20. And what I like is I'll place 4 of these out on the ground, and then we will just walk in a circle around them while we shoot. So it's a good way of you moving and shooting that you can do on the range, on the flat range, to mimic moving and shooting. But what I like too is you have to switch hands. You're going to do an equal number of shots shooting on offhand and strong hand. And that is just an absolute great way to be good. Now, to be good, you do have to be able to shoot offhand, and a lot of people don't practice. You're going to see that come out here as you're shooting. So go out to the range, do this same drill we're showing you, so that way you have a good understanding of what it's going to be like to shoot and move. Now, let's talk about footwork. As you walk, you're going to have to walk heel to toe. You're walking heel to toe because it keeps your upper platform, this part right here, up here, it's going to keep it more flat as you go. So let me show you how to shoot and move at the same time, okay? So there's no shooting yet, but we showed you your heel to your toe step, okay? But with this upper part of your body right here, you want this to be like a turret on a tank, and these are your treads right here, okay? So as you move, your body's just you're gonna keep rolling that heel to your toe, and then your upper body stays straight. You can move laterally. You can move, any direction that you need to. You can back up. Now, when you back up, you're gonna raise your foot and you're gonna bring it back down. And it looks stupid as can be, but this prevents you from actually falling on the ground and eating it and looking silly or getting shot. So pick up your foot and do it. I see guys not do that. And they eat it. And then that's when your enemy's going to come up and aggress you. So make sure you pick your feet up when you do that. You want your upper body to be smooth, so that way you're keeping an even shooting platform. You're not bouncing up and down. If you don't, if I just walk, you can see there's movement as I walk. I can see my red dot moving around as I go. But if I just keep going, I can speed it up and go a little bit faster. And the one thing that I do see that I don't want you doing, I see a lot of beginner shooters do, I can't even do it because my back hurts when I do it, but they do this, like, get down and do this, and then they do this weird walk. I don't understand that. Don't do that. But what I like about this, when you shoot, your feet, your knees, and your hips and your shoulders are square to the target. Your dominant foot is slightly back, and from here I can shoot. I can punch, right? I can defend myself. I can push somebody back, and then I can go on the move and start going. I can stop, get back to my platform. I can shoot if I'm behind cover now, I can fire. It's just an all-around good way of doing it. Now, let's show you really quick. We're gonna go around the square. We're gonna show you how we're gonna do it as we move. And I'm gonna go on an aerial shot so you can see this. As you can see we're just moving around the square. We're shooting as we go around. Initially, you're gonna start off strong hand, but as you get around that circle, you're gonna have to switch hands, okay? And you have to switch hands so you can keep an even sight on that target. So as I move forward, I'm gonna work my way around, but when I get to that corner up there, I'm gonna have to switch hands to shoot. So let's just show real quick. When I get to here, when I turn, I can't do this. So I'm gonna have to switch hands. And what's good now is now I get to practice shooting my offhand. Now I'm back to this hand as I come backwards. I practice my reloads as I move. I'll see the orange cone come under my feet. I can still stay on my right hand. And you can just keep doing that, go all the way around. And then what you want to do when you make a complete circle, now come back and go the other way. And then when you come back the other way, you're going to end up shooting more offhand than you are, or more support hand than you are your dominant hand. You can do this drill also with a rifle. Now, I'm a proponent for using rifles in churches. Obviously not, I'm not going to patrol like this, but I like having it available in case something happens. It's up to your church if they're going to let you do that or not. Mine actually has a policy that says no rifles in the church. So whatever your church says, go ahead and follow their rules. But if you want to have a church, I think it's great to, if long as you have training, okay? It's a great tool to have in case something bad occurs. What I'm carrying, because I always get questions about the gear that I have. Here I have a PWS, Primary Weapon Systems, Mark 114. I like it. I have a EOTech with a EOTech magnifier. The judge is still out on it. I'm gonna make a lot of people mad. I'm not a big fan of their magnifier. It's heavy, and yeah, it's not that great as far as I've seen so far. I did a streamlight at the end of my rifle instead of Surefire because I want to try it out. I got Surefire and everything else. I wanted to see the streamlight, and so far, I'm kind of liking the streamlight better than the Surefire, which I know everybody's going to think I'm all wacky now because you know, I don't like the EOTech magnifier and I'm liking the streamlight a little bit more, but it works pretty good. I've got a old Sandman, Dead Air Sandman K model suppressor. They've had a lot of problems lately. Their quality has been declining. This one though, this one's an older one. It's been doing really, really well. I like Primary Weapon Systems. Everybody knows I'm in Idaho. They are a good Boise, Idaho company. Even though they were bought out recently, they're still in Boise, Idaho, and I like that I can go down to the shop and they can do whatever needs to be done. It is a great piston-driven rifle. Okay, so if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do the box. It's the same thing, but you're gonna watch, I'm gonna have a problem when I come up here, and I've now got to transition to my offhand. So let's go ahead and start running it, and I'll do this as if I'm walking. Walking is the same, everything's the same. I'm just adding a rifle to it now. Okay, so when I get here, the problem is I can't turn this way and then do this. It's just too hard. So one of the things that you can do is there's a couple different ways. Some people adjust their sling so that the pen is actually on the other side. Man, I've tried that. The problem with me doing that is I've done 30 years of having it just like this, and it's hard for me to switch. So what I tend to do is called necklacing, where I just have it hang from my neck extended out, because now I can switch over, which it does choke me a little bit, but it's going to choke you no matter what. So now as I come back to this side, I can come back and I can walk. I'm going to switch back again. And just keep going around the box as you see fit, right? Just keep going, then you can do the opposite. It's good to do rifle on your dominant side and on your off side. Doing it both because you never know what you're gonna run into. So it's pretty good. Like sometimes you might come up to a barricade where now you gotta switch to the off side so you can mount up to that barricade. It's a good drill. I am rusty. I don't feel like I'm doing that good, but Chad and I'm going to film him so you can see it. He's not going to like it, but that's what's going to happen. We are both rusty. We have not done this in a while, and we're up here trying to get better because, well, we screwed up and we should have been doing it more often. So here we are. All right, so let's watch Chad go through. I'll narrate why he does it. All right, now it's Chad's turn. Chad is a veteran. He hates this. Chad's a veteran of the 82nd Airborne, all-around good dude on my church security team. Chad's running an LWRC, pretty nice setup. What kind of can do you have on that?
Surefire.
Got a Surefire can with an Armageddon gear cover on it. All right, so Chad's going to run it. We're just going to coach him while he's doing it. He hasn't done this in a long time, so All right, Chad, on you, buddy. Okay, so Chad's still trying to get used to his equipment, which is why we're training. And then now he's just gonna come back the other way. Shooting offhand. And we're not savages, we're shooting suppressed. So what we're doing is we're shooting multiple targets while walking around, and it's just giving us the practice that we need. You can see we're rusty, we feel it, but you should be doing the same thing.